about you receiving about prophecy. Prophecy. I've been talking about the issue of prophecy, and I want to continue that because we have a true prophet at New Life Sunday, Monday, as well as tonight. And so many times, what we see is things that we have never experienced before, and it seems a little bit so far to the edge of my own experience that God takes us to the place of unfamiliar. And that's what I want to deal with this morning. I want to teach you about the whole issue of a prophet's reward and a whole thing about being obedient with the prophet. Now, I can look on my screen and see that my internet is a little bit fuzzy on this morning. I've been having problems with it, but I'm going to continue to press in, and because I want you to grab this word. Let me greet some folk and then we're going to get into the word. It's really more of a teachable moment this morning than it is my text and talk and takeaway. It's going to be a teachable moment. So hang in there. I want you to grab this word on this morning. And in the meanwhile, I want you to look over at Matthew 10:41. Keep your finger there, and we're going to be going through scriptures on this morning. Good morning, Ori. Good morning, Brenda. How are you? Good morning, Dawn. How are you? Carolyn, how are you? Pamela, how are you? Gloria, how are you? Liz, how are you doing on this morning? Ella, how are you on this morning? I want to deal with this issue, and I want to just get my audience going, then we're going to get right into it. Ramona, how are you on this morning? Peggy, how are you? Francine, how are you? Vicky, how are you? Pastor Richard, how are you? Brother Nesbitt, how are you doing on this morning? Verena, how are you doing on this morning? Jacqueline, how are you? Elder Mobley, how are you all doing on this morning? I want to show you this video. I want you to hang in there with me. And I want you to see something. I was working my technology skills. Let's hope they hang together and pray that my internet holds up as well. I want you to
I don't even know what is called cash app. But the end of the Lord is whispering into my ears. The end of the Lord is telling me cash app. I don't know what is cash app. 4 years ago, there was a money through business that was supposed to come to cash app. And the cash app is $sign Invonash. Do you have a cash app called Invonash? Talk through the microphone. You do. I don't know cash app.
Prophesy.
And they fought against that business. They fight against your business.
My God.
And they want to attack your mom's health, but I protect your mother.
Yeah.
From that altar. The end of the Lord said, who is Gerard?
Gerald?
Yes.
My brother.
Gerard is your brother.
Yes.
And where's that your brother?
He's in Arlington, Texas.
Oh, he's in Texas. So, do you know Oklahoma?
Yes.
What did you know? What? Explain.
I'm from Oklahoma. I was born and raised in Oklahoma.
You are from Oklahoma. You were born and raised from there.
Yes.
Do you know a place in Oklahoma called Battlesville?
Bartlesville is where I lived. I graduated from Bartlesville.
Clap your hands for Jesus. Church, let's protect her. Any attack, we stop it now. Clap your hands, protect her mother. Protect her bladder. Protect her.
Okay. I hope you saw that. Did you see that? Let me know if you saw that. I want to talk about that. I want to teach a little bit about that this morning. If you saw that, then indicate in the chat area that you did, in fact, see that and that it was clear to you. If not, I'll try to play it again. Yes, you did see it. Okay. Did you hear it? Were you able to hear it? Were you able to see it? Was you able to hear it? Okay. Okay, very well. So I want you to just understand some things. Prophet asked about us doing several things, and I included myself, and got an envelope. We're going to give, and we're going to do those kinds of things. So I want you to look at some scriptures with me this morning. First of all, Matthew 10:41. If you are obedient said what? Let's just read that this morning, because I want to take the time to just really take a teachable moment. Uh, because many times when we see that, many times what you have seen prophets, and I'm no disparaging on anyone in their giftings, um, but you've seen them in a limited fashion or in a pronouncement, if you will. I believe that God is going to do this. I believe that God is going to do that. This, that, and the other. Rarely, if ever, rarely, if ever, have you seen a prophet to begin to call names. He knows no one. And let me just remind you, Prophet Isaac Nufrom, Friprom, this is only his second time in the United States. He's from Ghana. He's from Ghana. I met him earlier this year. I minister for Apostle, and I was telling him about apostles, prophets, so on. Apostle down in Houston, Texas. Well, anyhow, the internet is messing up again, but I want to keep pressing in. And him, he's only been here in America. He left, came back. Um, and if you heard him just speak to places he's never been, what does that what does that say? This is a different level of prophecy. Different level of prophecy. So then why then say, okay, Bishop, I got that. I see God moving. So then why is he asking us about gifting? Why is he asking us about giving? Why is he doing those kinds of pieces? Let me give you some scripture. Let me give you some scripture. 1 Samuel 9, 6 through 8. And it talks about how Saul and his servants sought out the prophet Samuel to inquire about their lost donkey. And the servant suggests that they bring Samuel a gift, that they bring Samuel a gift. Now, Samuel said, you know what? I really don't need that, but this is what I need you to do. Okay, and then in Numbers 22, 16 through 18, Numbers 22, 16 through 18, and there's Balak, the king of Moab, sends messenger to the prophet Balaam with a fee for divination. He wanted the prophet to do a certain thing. And the prophet says, you know, I'm not going to do that because I'm not going to curse Israel when God has already blessed them. But the whole understanding, the whole piece about a gift, about connecting and attaching something. One more scripture, and then I'm going to break it down even further. Ahaziah and Elijah in 2 Kings 1, 9 through 10. King Ahaziah sends his captain with 50 men to bring Elijah down from a hill, offering a gift to him. Now, that is common in the Old Testament. And then Jesus picks up on that in Matthew 10 and 14, be obedient, and he will give you a prophet's reward. Let me see that. He who receives you receives me, and he who receives me receives him who sent me. He who receives a prophet because he is a prophet shall receive a prophet's reward. And he who receives a righteous man because he's a righteous man shall receive a righteous man's reward. Now, what am I saying here? Oftentimes, what activates our faith is an action. Faith without works is dead. We can see the move of God. There is clearly a move of God. You saw it at the 10 o'clock service on Sunday. You saw it last night. I just showed you a little video, though my little technology skills were a little off, but you did see a video. I posted it on my page as well from Elder Jan. And then I showed you on last night. Here is a person who has only been to the United States twice this year, only this year, and then begin to call out places he's never been, don't even know anything about, names and all. So you clearly see this is God moving. What can happen though is that you can see God moving, but then not act. You can get a firm as, oh my God, oh wow, that was something. But then what moves you to a whole nother a level of knowing that God and edify and moving in the things of God is that I activate my faith. More often than not, what we activate our faith is the things that are important to us. And that's what God uses to test. This is one of the main reasons that God says, test me in this. And he's talking about tithing, he's talking about giving. God said, test me in the thing that is important to you, and watch me prove myself to you in the things that is important to you. So more often than not, when the prophet is moving in a powerful way, then there has to be some attachment of my act of faith. The thing that is so important to us in Western culture is money. Is money. My faith without works is dead. So let me attach something that I esteem greatly and give obedience to what the prophet is saying, so that my faith will be activated to a whole nother level. I saw God work. I saw God move in a way I have never seen God before. I know that's right. I know that's right. That's what you've seen Sunday. That's what you saw last night. That's what you're going to see tonight. But then I would just leave with this intellectual cognitive response, as opposed to a deeper spiritual understanding, grasping, if I do not activate it with something that is important to me and activate my faith by obeying what the man of God and the prophet is speaking in the moment. Therein lies the attachment of gifts. Therein lies the attachments of things that are important to me. Therein lies now me moving in God. I just saw it. I saw it with my own ears and with my own eyes. But now I need to move to a whole nother level of what God is doing. I wanted to take this teachable moment because the man of God is so moved by God. I'm doing some things, several things that he asked, because everything that he's asked, because I want my faith to go to a whole nother level. Interestingly enough, as you know, the series that I'll be preaching for the balance of this month, starting on Sunday, is Fight with Your Faith. Fight with your faith. See that not only is this a setup from God, a preamble of God to that, I also see that God is taking the level. So I want you to share this. I want you to share this clip. I'm going to put this clip again with Yvonne Nash, who is the wife of our lead deacon, and so Mitch Nash, so that you can see some compliance. Let there be some compliance as well as God moves another level, seeing what God will do in the earth through us, because we're changing lives. And I say this, and then I'll end. God has positioned our church in many ways to be a leader in this region in many ways and in many things. And this is the first time